Hey everybody, welcome to the 25,000 subscriber Q&A video. I am recording this on October 28th. The submission video went up live on the 24th, so it's been about a good 4 days for all the comments and questions to come in. I want to start off by saying, number one, thank you for all the comments and the questions. You've given me a lot to work with, for one. But more importantly, not only thank you for the questions and the comments, but just honestly, thank you for being you. If not for you guys, watching the videos or anything like this wouldn't even be a thing. I wanted to do this a bit different. I debated a few different ways of doing this video. The first one was, let's just record a random game, have some fun playing that, and I'll just read the questions over it and a little bit of a post-commentary of the gameplay itself. Just read the questions and answer them and whatever. But I figured, you know what? I want to show my gratitude to you guys in some minimal way, and I figured the best way to do this is the video is going to actually not only talk about me, but I'm going to spotlight each and every single one of you. As you can see right now, I am recording my actual comments section for this video, and I'm going to be scrolling upwards. So I want you guys to be part of the video as well, and this is kind of like my way to get you involved. So all of your comments and your avatars and your questions will be here to the T. No sort of editing. Mr. Katz, thank you Yippee Mr. Falcon for doing all the videos you have done. I have stuck by with each video since the first Neo Scavenger episode. I know it seems awkward doing this video, but keep in mind that your videos affect others greatly. Thank you for keeping entertained up until now. Thank you for enjoying the videos for one and just sticking around. And Neo Scavenger, oh, that was a series. That was a lot of multiple series for a fact. Alrighty, Falcon, Where Do You Live by Ivan Longoria. I am located in Southern California. The Silly Smith, Doctor Who, Chicken vs. the Egg, Socks vs. Dryers, and Who or What Created God? Doctor Who, I still have not caught a single ever episode of Doctor Who. I know a lot of people are going to be like, you have never done it? I just have not. I just haven't really got I've always wanted to, but it seems like there's a little big history behind that show, so it feels like really overwhelming for me to just jump in. I guess I could start from the start, but man, that's a lot. Chicken vs. the Egg. The Falcon came first, dog. Socks vs. Dryers. Dryers. The only Dryers I know is the ice cream brand Dryers. So I'll go with Socks, as I prefer to have socks on than just eat ice cream. Who or what created God? That's a very interesting question that I am not, for one, available to answer because I have no idea. Chimpy Dimpa. Jets Falcon finally. Can you play Sanctum 2, Cryptarch, and Sir, Are You Being Hunted? My questions are... Oh, let me answer that part first, I guess. Sanctum 2, Cryptarch, and Sir, You're Being Hunted. I considered Cryptarch and Sir, You Are Being Hunted at one point in the channel. It just never materialized. And Sanctum 2, I don't think that's kind of my type of game, honestly. My questions are, why are you so awesome? Oh, this is the way my mama made me, dog. That's all I can really say. How old are you? I am 20... Did I turn 28 this year? I turned 28. Man, I'm old. 28 years old. Is YouTube your job, or is it something else? If so, what? And what is your favorite food? YouTube is not my job at all. As I mentioned, it's more of a hobby. It's a way for me to just kind of play some games and give me an incentive to play them by, at least trying to entertain other people in the process. What country, province, state do you live in? As I mentioned in the other question, I'm in Southern California, the U.S., and could I get a shout-out, please? Respond. Well, I believe the question being read was a shout-out enough, I would say, Chimpy Dimpa. So thank you for the question. The Silly Smith, congrats. Hey, dog, you already had your question, right? Get on out of here, the Silly Smith. Regan Templeton. Will we ever see your face? That's another question I'm going to see a lot in this comments, I imagine. Yes, I'm not opposed to... I haven't necessarily been, adamant about I'm not going to do it. I personally fall in the category before I started doing my own Let's Plays, and I used to be like you guys, just a random viewer. I was never a big fan of face cams unless it really added to the video itself. Like if you're doing a horror video or something like that, I could see a face cam because it's more of the reaction to what's going on. I feel that if I add a face cam to me playing Rimworld or Civilization or something, I mean, not much is going on in that game. There's really no point in having to see a dude's face on the video just because he's playing Civilization. There's not much going on in Civilization or Rimworld. I mean, there is, but there's really, I'm not going to be over here, making crazy faces because, I decided to push towards Northern Europe or something like that, or because I grace some sheep in Rimworld. I haven't played Rimworld in a long time, so I'm not sure if you can even grace sheep. I'm over here just spitballing that one. But I'm of the variety that if the face cam adds to the experience, then yes, go for it. Or the alternative would be a live stream. I feel live streaming is actually ideal for face cams because it's more of a personal experience. Not only am I recording a video then and there, but people are there watching live. So with that, there's a bit more interaction because you can look at the at the chat room, have interactions with people, read their questions on the spot. So that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that one. But will you ever see my face? Yes, you definitely will. As I mentioned, if I feel a video adds to it, I definitely will. And more importantly, and probably the way you'll see it more often or faster than anything, is going to be live streaming. I would love to live stream already. The problem is my ISP is really dog shit terrible. Sorry for the harsh language, by the way. That might happen in this video. My ISP is really terrible. So my upload speed is barely like 900 kilobytes, meaning if I'm right, that kind of equates to like almost a 4080p stream. And 4080p stream is not something you want to do anymore in these days in YouTube or in Twitch. It's got to be 720 at the bare minimum. People are expecting 720, HD, 1080, 60 frames, which is something I cannot do. So unless I'm going to put out a good quality stream, I'm not going to do a 480 one for one. And obviously I need the upload speed in order to be able to live stream for one and then do the whole face camming thing. So it'll come. Assuming things continue going pretty well on the channel, it will hopefully come down the line. Alrighty, so Hunter. Congrats to 25,000. Thank you, my friend. Zombie Master 454. Good game, Falcon. Oh, good game to you, Zombie Master. Red Flux, do a vlog. Kind of like what Regal had about. Thank you for the comment there. Emil Wolf 4. Favorite 3 games. Oh, this is a tough one. Okay. Favorite 3 games. Dark Souls 1. Like Demon Souls a lot too, but I'm going to say Dark Souls. I have to go with Dark Souls because I play it so often every single time. Whenever it's like downtime on something, I'll just pick it up and do a run. So the replayability makes me believe that it's one of my favorite games. I might, be missing out on some other games here, but I'm saying Dark Souls for a fact. Number 2, Valkyrie Profile, which is a PS1 game. That's still I'm not a big JRPG person these days. It just... I feel like the JRPG genre is like, at least now in this day and age, it's a very like, it's like a nearly extinct genre. It just hasn't really, I guess, lived up to the times, you could say. But Valkyrie Profile was a JRPG, yeah, but it did everything a lot different. And the way it went about things was so amazing. It had some platforming and side-scrolling. The combat was completely different. I love the stories, the whole story-driven narrative, the entire game. Amazing game. If you guys haven't checked out, you want to play a really amazing RPG, check out a Valkyrie Profile. I think there's a PSP variety as well. They had Valkyrie Profile 2 in the PS2. There was also a DS version, but whatever. I'm unfortunate. I don't think we'll ever see Valkyrie Profile 3. It breaks my heart, but that's besides the point. And the third one, this one's a bit more of a mixed bag. I feel this is the spot where it'll rotate pretty often. It depends on my mood, depends on the day probably, depends on if I remember the game or not. I'm going to say, for the third game, wow. I'm going to go with Silent Hill 2. I really loved Silent Hill 2. Like, it was basically the big jump from 1 to 2, where maybe the graphics kind of played a bit more to it, but I always constantly felt on edge with Silent Hill 2. It was the introduction of Pyramid Head 2, which is, has always played a big part in the series, and nowadays, with Silent Hill series, he's kind of like more hoard around than anything. But I just remember playing that game, and it was just like a instant sense of dread. Another game that might even fit that criteria might be Earthbound, which is another RPG, but we're going back to the SNES era now. So again, there's a lot of different spots that I could probably name for number 3. But more importantly, I do have to say, Dark Souls for a fact, you'll be there most of the time, and Valkyrie Profile without a doubt. There's also Xenogears, which is another amazing RPG game for the PS1. I used to be really into RPGs. These days, I don't play them too much because the time investment is pretty crazy, but yeah. Let's see. So thank you for that, Emil. Kev3017, draw your life! Honestly, it would just be a stick figure, dog. I can't draw to save my life. Logan Mayer Holtz. Way to go, Falcon. A milestone at last. P.S. How about some more spooky, scary time? Let's throw some more House of Jump Scare videos at us. Well, I'm doing a few scary games still for October. We still have like 2 more days. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying what I've been putting out right there. Ghostwin15. Have you ever drowned, or been hit by a car or a train or bus or plane? And if so, are you a ghost Falcon now? If so, do you take ghostly shits on people's cars? let me tell you, where I poop is my own personal information, Ghostwin, okay? You don't ask the man, you don't ask the Falcon whether he's a ghost, whether he's a live entity or not, where he poops. I poop in my own place, and I'm not going to tell you where that is. Anyway, Ghostwin, thanks for the question. Glenn? Wow. I butchered that, I'm pretty sure. I apologize. What do you drink? What are you talking about, like alcoholic drinks here? Or just in general? I'm a big water dude. I basically drink everything with water, or eat anything with water these days. Big water guy. Occasionally I'll have like some teas or something, but I'm a big water guy. If we're talking about the the old liquor, I drink a variety. I'm the type of guy that I'm gonna drink liquor to get fucked up. That's basically I'm not a guy that's just kind of like, oh, let me enjoy this wine or this champagne. Let's do a tasting. No, man. If we're gonna drink, we're gonna drink. We're gonna drink to get really messed up out of our mind here. So, and that said, I'll drink whatever's available as long as it has some liquor. If I had to pick a choice of drink, though, I'm a big gin guy, which is kind of weird because I think gin is mostly associated with older people. So, hey, there you go. The whole Falcon being old, living up to its own variety there. Zachary Mazes. Just saying, Falcon, a really amazing surprise for all of us if on Halloween you do a facecam playthrough of Five Nights at Freddy 4 or another game. I don't really see myself playing Five Nights at Freddy 4, my friend. Not because, it's too scary or like that. It's just not really my cup of tea. But, it's an interesting game. I actually enjoy the story and the lore behind the Five Nights at Freddy thing. I actually enjoy reading that over actually watching the game itself. Morgan L. Hey, Falcon. I've been watching your videos for about a year and a half now, and I've always wanted to know, how old are you, and can you do a facecam video? More of a question already answered, but Morgan, thanks a lot for the questions. Brian Hernandez. Falcon, how old are you? Where do you live? Will you play Minecraft games? How do you look like in real life? And do you think I am a loyal subscriber? And what will you call your subscribers? Okay, so we already took the answer for the age where I live. Will I play Minecraft games? Yes, after I play Happy Wheels, I will play Minecraft. How do you look like in real life? Obviously just a bona fide bird. You see the avatar? That's what I look like, dog. And do you think I'm a loyal subscriber? Yeah, man. You're leaving me a question that shows a lot of loyalty. If you're going out of your way to comment in videos and stuff like that, that shows a lot of loyalty. So thank you for that. And what will you call your subscribers? You're just my subscribers, man. I know there's like a whole branding when it comes to calling your subscribers a certain name. Like, I don't know. I don't know any of them off the top of my head, but I do know that, certain big YouTubers or maybe even smaller ones will call their subscriber base a certain name. To me, you're all just unique individuals in your own right. I don't think I need to classify you as anything, but, if I had to, I kind of early on, I'm not going to lie, I had this really stupid idea where you guys were the fledglings of the Falcon flock. And the only reason I liked it was because it was like, the acronyms was like FFF, and I figured it was kind of witty, like the Falcon fledgling flock or whatever. That was early in the YouTube when I first started off, and I thought branding would be a good idea. But honestly, you guys can call yourself whatever you want. Let's just call yourselves badasses, the most badass females and males around, just because you're watching a really entertaining dude. Anyway, thank you for your question, Brian Hernandez. Ghostwin 115. Hey, you already had your question here, dog. Falcon, why are you on a plane? And a great show to watch is Lost. Why are you on a plane? Yes, Lost is amazing. I made my thoughts known about that in the Dead in Bermuda series. Will you play Rimworld Alpha 12? Probably not. I think 13 isn't really too far from the corner. If I do play one, it'll be 13, but I have now missed like 3 alphas, and I feel like I'm completely out of the loop now, so I would have to start all over again, learn the basics. It's kind of a big process. Maybe someday, we'll see. Deathscope, finally. It won't only be 5 questions or so, trust me, so let's start. What's your real name? Got it already? How old are you? Got it already? Oh my goodness, God, dude. This video's already like 15 minutes long. I'm gonna have to cut you off at some point, Deathscope, I'm sorry. How long have you been playing video games for? Man, since like maybe 3 or 4 years old. Late 80s, baby. Actually, not late 80s. Maybe at the end of the 80s or early 90s, I would say. 3 or 4. If you do the math, 28 years old. Yeah, something like that. How long have you been playing? Yeah. Where exactly do you live? Already answered that. Do you have a girlfriend currently? No, not anymore. What do you do in your free time? I spend an absurd amount of time reading stuff online. And, I waste so much time online. It's really terrible. Like, I really wish I kind of put more use into something else, but I'm always reading random bullshit on the internet, which is, It's actually kind of cool. I learn a lot, like nothing really important. Like I'm obviously not learning like, the meaning of life or, doing something really productive. But all the stuff that I learn actually kind of works in the way that when I do commentary, I feel like I always have something to talk about. When I'm in social gatherings and, trying to introduce myself to people, I always have something to talk about with people just based on all the different stuff that I read and I'm kind of slightly at least knowledgeable on. So I'm a good conversationist just because of that fact alone that I spend so much time reading nonsense on the internet. Thanks a lot for that, Depscope. Next is, will my fiance blow me off tonight, Falcon? I don't know, dog. You you probably have to talk to her about that one. Despa267. Yes, finally, honestly, you deserve 250,000, if not more. I appreciate it. Dragon Killer DK. What new game do you plan? Do you plane on plane? Do you plane on plane, dog? What are you, Samuel L. Jackson? You got games? How do I get all these games off this goddamn plane? Okay, that's Snakes on a Plane reference there. What new games do you plan on playing or consider playing? Right now, November seems a bit sketchy for me. I do believe Fallout 4 is probably in the horizon. I might end up actually playing that one. I'm about like 70% sure I will. It might change, but I'm thinking that might be the big November thing that we're doing for. Which was the first game you ever played? First game I ever played, wow. At least that I can recall, I'm going to have to say it has to be something in the Atari, because the Atari 2600, because that was the hand-me-down for my mom and dad when I was still like a little sibling, a little Falcon dude, just a little fledgling running around. I didn't have an NES initially when it came out. I got it over, obviously when it came out, I'm pretty sure I wasn't even alive yet. But I got an NES maybe around 5 years old, I would probably imagine. But before I got that, I had the 2600 that my father owned, and I still played around with that one. The first game I played on that one, though, I don't even know, man. Probably, at least that I could kind of remember, I would say either Defender or Asteroids. It seems like that's one of the games that I played really often. And there was also the Donkey Kong, the original with the old school Mario running up to try to save the princess and dodging barrels. That was also one that I played a lot. So it's something along those games for sure. Victor Singur Gen. Sorry, Victor. I tried. Questions. Do you have a PS3? Yes. Can you add me? It's actually Yellow Light of Death now. I still have it. They're hanging out. I've fixed it like maybe 3 times at this point, maybe 4 times. I've taken it to like a shop and they at thermal paste. But essentially what happens with the PS3s, because I have the original FAT release that came out. So over time, the CPU, GPU comes unattached, and it's the reason it causes the Yellow Light of Death. I've now invested like maybe $80 fixing it like 3 or 4 different times now. I have now given up on it, so it's unfortunate. It's there as a relic. How old are you? We already gone through that one. Will you play Heroes and Generals? Free game on Steam. If yes, will you play with me? I'm not familiar with that game, Victor. Where are you from? Already covered that one. Will you start doing Facecam? Kind of covered that already. Will you get a PS4? If yes, can you play Until Dawn or GTA 5? I do have a PS4. I played Bloodborne for the channel. It just didn't do good at all, unfortunately, because I'm a big fan of the From Software games, but it just bombed nasty, so I just said goodbye to that one. Can you try playing Happy Wheels? Yeah, that's gonna happen. Thanks a lot, Victor. Laum the Legendary. If you were green, would you die? No, but it would be extremely painful. And that's a reference that some people will get, and some probably won't. The majority maybe not, but hopefully you do. But thanks a lot, Lal, for the question. T-Bone. Most obvious question ever. Why did you start YouTube in the first place, and was anybody an inspiration for starting YouTube? I started doing YouTube based on my ex-girlfriend's suggestion. I'd always watched, as I mentioned, Let's Plays, and I always figured, like, I enjoyed them a lot, and I always talked about them, like, randomly and stuff, like, in the sense where I was kind of like, I really like to do that. And then she'd be like, why don't you just do it? So one day she just bought me an HD PVR, and she was like, here, start it. Just stop talking about it and do it. And that was basically it. I gave it a try, and initially, really terrible, obviously. The channel wasn't going anywhere for a while, but I kept at it, and I got more comfortable, and as you get more comfortable, more experienced, things just come out smoother, you interact a little bit better, and your videos in general just become more quality, not only the video quality, the audio quality, but also just the quality of your commentary. So you just do it over time, and it gets better and better. Let's see. Was anybody else an inspiration for starting YouTube? Not really, no. I watch channels like Epic Name Bro. The reason I watched his channel a lot because, as I've mentioned, I'm a huge Dark Souls fan. So when Dark Souls came out, that's the time that I was actually going through a lot of YouTube Let's Plays, just watching other people play Dark Souls, because not only did I enjoy playing it myself, I wanted to see other people's experience in the game. So I watched his channel a lot. Was he an inspiration? I mean, I guess in the sense where I saw him doing what he was doing and I enjoyed his content, and I was just kind of like, yeah, this is a channel that I normally watch regularly. But just, I always wanted to give it a try for myself. Rune Bobchenko. Hey, tell us about your family. Your family. Is that like kind of like my waifu and my husbandus? Anyway. Family. I'm not really much of a family person. I stick close to like my parents, but I'm just not really a big family person. Over the years, like there's been a lot of in and outs, so I really don't like getting involved with family matters too much, because it feels like, at least for me personally, how I've grown up with and just the experience that I've had, it just seems like it's just not for me. At least I've seen happy families. Not that I'm saying I'm an unhappy family myself, but I'm close with my parents, obviously. But everybody else, like, I just never really grew attached too much. I get along with some of my cousins a lot too, but that's about it. Is Falcon homeless and just stealing Wi-Fi from a Starbucks in Toronto? Real question, what city are you in? Oh, well, what's to say that, what if I am? What are you, like the CIA, Richard Valdez? You don't question me about my Wi-Fi, where it comes from, dog. And it's not Toronto, it's South California. Southern California. South California sounds like a really weird spin-off of Texas here. But, yes, I'm not homeless, I have Nest all over the LA area, my friend. And what city are you in? We already talked about that too. But thanks a lot, Richard Valdez. Mr. Sun. Hey, Falcon. Buddy, let's start with the question. What's your favorite type of game? Survival. Definitely survival. Colony management games. That's basically my cup of tea these days. Would you consider doing a webcam video? Already kind of covered that one. How old are you? Covered that one. Are you American? Absolutely. Would you play games like Until Dawn and any other scary games? I wanted to play Until Dawn, but Until Dawn, I should say. I unfortunately slept on it, and I completely forgot when it was coming out, and by the time I realized it was way too late to get involved, because every big YouTuber and their mama was covering Until Dawn, so a channel like me had no chance to rank. Would you consider playing Mountain Blade Warband? Yes, many times I have, and maybe down the line for sure, especially with an interesting mod. We'll see. What is your favorite game you ever played? Kind of covered that already in top 3, but I would say either Dark Souls or Valkyrie Profile. Could you stream? Yeah, I already kind of covered that too. Is YouTube a full-time job for you? Absolutely not. If it was, let's go back to Richard Valdez. If it was right now, I would definitely really be homeless and then stealing Wi-Fi for a fact. What's your favorite color? I like blue. I like blue a lot. And P.S. last one, just because I wanted to have 10 questions. Also, congratulations on 25,000. Thank you, my friend. Joe, go Falcon, dedicated viewer from the start. Glad your channel is growing. By the way, are you going to play any multiplayer-based games, which I would like to play with you? It would be pretty fun. Anyway, cheers. Yes, if I start doing live streams, that's when I'm going to hopefully get more involved with multiplayer, especially with the viewers, because not only are you there, it'll be easier to kind of gather up multiplayer games. But yes, definitely something I'm looking forward to once we start the whole live streaming, hopefully down the line. When's the next 60 seconds gameplay? I have one video still that I recorded a long time ago, like maybe 3 weeks ago now. I haven't released it because I've been really busy with the October series for spooky games and just other stuff that keeps coming out, and it keeps pushing back my backlog of videos even further back. I have one more after that one. I'm going to probably call it quits for a fact, though. So I enjoyed the ride, but I think it's about time that, we cut it loose there. White Lightning Twister Dragon. Hey Falcon, would you ever play some Half-Life games? Or maybe they're mods. I'd like to watch you play some of those. You know what? Maybe. If there's some time for a while on the channel where there's really nothing going on and I need something to just plug in, I might consider, because I've mentioned in the past and some people are already aware of this and some of you guys would just be shocked about it. To this very day, I have not played a single I guess I was reading his name. I have not played a single Half-Life game. So, yeah, I know. I've watched other people play them. I've watched my ex-girlfriend play through, I think 2 Half-Lives and a few of the Portal games, but I've never played them myself. It's, as I mentioned, I haven't really been... I was a console gamer growing up from the very start. I only started really focusing on PC gaming maybe like 2-3 years ago, almost around the inception of the channel, I should say. So, prior to that, I was just console only. So, obviously Half-Life has been available on consoles now for a while, I guess, now maybe. But, I initially missed out on the hype towards it because I wasn't a PC gamer whatsoever. Can you do a vlog? I already covered that one. Hi, Falcon. Congrats to... Oh, that was Rob Muniz, by the way. Still, thank you for the comment. And we have NES over here. I call him NES. He doesn't like it, but that's too bad. Hi, Falcon. Congrats on 25,000. How about original Dungeon Keeper run? I am talking about the Bullfrog title from 1995. I think it would suit you well. Also, I am right now chained at my couch with a hurt ankle. So if you could add some of the non-fitting jokes in some vids for the next 2 weeks, that would be great. See you in the comments. I'll try to remember, my friend, but I really... Are you, like, literally chained to the couch? With a hurt ankle? Like, oh, you're hurt. Okay, I get you. I was gonna say, like, dog, you should really not be commenting and, like, calling the police or something if you're really chained to your couch, because I think you're probably in danger, my friend. But thanks a lot, NES, for the comment. I hope you get well, too. Geezy TM. Let's see, what drove you to really start YouTube? Already covered that one. How do you feel about having all these subscribers? Honestly, really glad. I'm not sure if that's the right word that I'm looking for here, but it's something that when I first started and the very first, like, 3 months or so, I figured, man, I got into this, or at least I tried this way too late in the whole YouTube thing. But I kept at it, and here we are now at 25,000, and, you know, what's cool about it is that there's a lot of other channels around the same, at least, like, with my experience with just searching on YouTube. I feel like there's a lot of channels with the either same amount of subscribers that I have, or maybe more subscribers, and they've been around maybe longer. And what's really interesting to me, just as a, not doing this as just a Let's Player or a viewer, but just taking the whole YouTube analytical side of things here, is that what I've noticed is that even though my subscriber count isn't really, like, off the roof whatsoever, I'm just small fish, believe me. I do seem to get a significant amount of interest in my videos, and my views are relatively really good for somebody of my size. No, not that size, obviously, but my channel size in general. The interactivity is really high, and I really want to say that's because of you guys, because if you guys aren't watching, obviously, I could have 25,000 subscribers and nobody's watching. What's the point? You're really doing nothing if you have 25,000. You have like a bloated count of subs, but nobody's actually watching your videos. So that's based on you guys. If you guys weren't here coming back to watch the content, and if I wasn't putting out something you guys wanted to watch to bring you back, it's kind of like a, you know, we meet halfway type of thing, right? So if I'm not putting out something you guys aren't enjoying, you're not going to come back. But based on the fact of my numbers and my subscriber count to my viewership and just my interactions with you guys in the comments in the videos, I feel that I'm really, really blessed with just in general how things are going, for a fact. Favorite game you've played so far? On the channel, I would say Dark Souls, because it's my favorite game of all time, but that also bombed as well. I played that really early on in my channel's lifespan as well, so that's almost expected. Playing a game that's really, really popular a while back, when you're a new YouTuber, really, really bad idea. But I would either say that or Rimworld, because I played it like, 9... Well, actually, we have to count pre-alpha, and I played up to alpha 9, so I've played 10 different alphas of Rimworld on the channel, so that would probably take a big slice of the cake right there, too. Do you find wood in every game you play? Oh, let me tell you, wood finds me, Derek, and not in that particular way, I assure you. Thanks a lot. Red Flux, how did you start YouTube? Kind of already covered that, but thanks a lot for the comment. The Wolfpack Gaming 94, Falcon, would you do a video with your subs? Yes, again, if we do the whole live streaming thing, it'll definitely happen. Clay Manuel, great job on 2,500 subs. Dog, you just stole like 20,250 or 500 subs away from me. You give me back my extra 22. I'm sorry, my math's terrible right now. Give me back my 22,500 subs. Is that right? That's right. Give them back to Clay Manuel right now. No, but I know what you meant, and thank you, Clay. Sorry, dog. I wouldn't even know where to begin. What is better, TBL or donut? Man, I feel like I'm probably missing a joke here. I'll go with donut, just because I have no idea what you mean by TBL. Thanks a lot for the comment. Would you consider playing games such as No Man's Sky? This is from DJ Jacob 27, who's at the club. I would really, is this? This would be a look at this. Let's look at this really quickly. That's an old dude. I think he's smoking a cigarette, giving people the finger. That would be an amazing DJ. Anyway, DJ Jacob, would you consider playing games such as No Man's Sky? Yes. Definitely. That's one of the games I've been anticipating for a while now. So we'll see how it comes around when it finally shows up whenever. Atmet Hero, where do you live? Kind of covered that one already, Atmet, but thanks a lot for the question. Regan Templeton. Also, what happened to the birds? A lot of people ask me that, like, they don't hear them anymore. They've actually shushed down for the most part. The only time they really make a noise now is whenever they're in heat. And, you know, I don't have to tell you what happens with that one. TEPA267 is now back with a question here. How are you so entertaining, yet you don't have so many subscribers yet? I don't know. YouTube is quite possibly one of the weirdest things to predict ever. I'll give you an example. Series that I've covered in the past. There's been series that I've done. I'm not going to name any series in particular, but let's put it this way. There's been videos and series that I've started, which I thought for sure were going to be great. Going to do amazing with you guys. And they just flopped. And then there was other games where I just kind of covered. It was kind of like, this is, good for like a one shot or just like maybe one or two videos. And the response was like completely overwhelming. So it's just basically to say it is just so unpredictable. I'm not sure what's going to catch on anymore. I normally go to an idea thinking it's going to work out, and sometimes the opposite happens, which is fine. You just basically have to adapt to it then. But it's just very hard to predict for a fact. So that is that's basically the tie-in to your question. How I don't have many more subscribers yet. It's just hard to predict. I try my best out there. I try to put my videos out there fast enough so that I get the benefit of having a certain game being covered first. But, I cover mainly indie games, so that does, even though it gives you a bit more exposure because not every huge YouTuber is covering indie games, it still doesn't give you bigger access to the mainstream audience, which is where a big majority of subs for huge channels come into play. So, it's kind of like a small growing process, and we'll see how it goes forward. But I try, basically, I don't let it get to me anymore. I used to let it get to me where I just be like, man, dude, why can't we get out of this rut? Why can't we grow anymore? And it's weird because once I stopped thinking about it and just started having fun with my videos, I felt the overall quality got better. And we're at 25,000 now, almost 26,000 now too. So it's just going fairly well for how it is now. But thank you, TEPA. Rage Gamer, why don't you do Facecam Falcon? We already covered that, get Rage, but thank you. Jessica Clark, Joyce, what's your favorite game? P.S. Keep up with the great work. Thank you, Jessica Clark, and Valkyrie Profile still is my favorite game. Starcasters, what made you start doing YouTube? Already covered that one, but thanks a lot, Starcasters. Finley, will you play XCOM 2? You already doomed Earth and humanity once for the extinction. Looks like Fire Access will give you a chance to redeem myself. Yes, I could see myself definitely playing XCOM 2 for a fact. We will do renaming again, so just a heads up, we will have all you guys, if you're interested in the series, throw in your name. Not now, please. Once the video or once the series starts up, whenever that happens, I will do renames for soldiers. And you know what, dog? You said I doomed Earth and humanity. Let me say right now, cover your ears, children, but fuck Long War, okay? You might MOG the game yourself, but no, man. Long War is just crazy sometimes, man. It's just really goddamn unfair. I guess you do have to be a significant amount of, knowledge and experience with XCOM to do a lot better. And which I didn't really have. So it was kind of my fault for just jumping into Long War and being like, I'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen? Well, the worst was, obviously dooming humanity, as Finley stated. Andre Aroka, Falcon, do you plan on making console-related videos? Yeah, I've done that. In the future going forward, yes. I'm sure those will be like some PS4 exclusive games, and I'll try to cover those assuming they're interesting to me. But more importantly, I've done that a lot already in the past. As a matter of fact, I started the channel with covering Resident Evil Revelations 1, Grand Theft Auto 5. That's funny. Don't go back and look at those, by the way. Those are terrible quality. Not only the quality is terrible of the audio, but just you'll find really, unconfident Falcon just kind of like, talking like this just because I just really had no idea how to go about things. And I was trying to pretend to be something I wasn't. So once I started saying, you know what, stop that. Let's just talk in the videos how you normally talk and just talk about what you normally talk about. And hopefully it'll work out. And thankfully, ever since I started doing that, just being myself, that's when the growth happened and things like that. So console games, yes, we are going to cover some in the future for sure. And I've already done some in the past. We have Bushi Firecam. Bougie. Hey, Falcon. First, congrats to 25,000 subs. That's awesome, man. And you earned it. Remember the good old times? Oh, the good old times all the time, my friend. Question 1. A friend told me about No Man's Sky, how I'm really hyped about it. What do you think of this project? Somebody already asked that, but yes, I'm definitely looking forward to that one. And the most important one, do you like rum? I think we covered that too. Falcon will drink anything as long as there's some alcoholic value into it. So yes, I do enjoy rum. As long as I get, messed up, we're all fine and dandy. Chimpa Dimpa, congrats on 25,000, thank you. Little John, no, that's not little, that's Ill John Pete. Congrats on 25k subs. I remember just yesterday when you had 25k subs then as well. Wise guy. Thanks a lot, John. Now for question time. What you got into doing YouTube videos, or what got you into doing YouTube videos, aka what sparked the interest and what decided for you to focus mainly on indie games? I already covered the first part, but indie games was basically my inlet to at least getting some sort of exposure because, as I mentioned, I started off doing YouTube. Number one, small channel as hell. Obviously, that's how everybody starts, but I decided to be like, hey, let's cover Grand Theft Auto 5. Let's cover Resident Evil Revelations. Grand Theft Auto 5, I did cover it as soon as it came out. Resident Evil Revelations had already been out for a while, so here's how this plays out. If you're a channel with, no subs to your name, no sort of attention, and then you have, say, 20 other channels, mainstream, big million subs channels, and you're looking for Grand Theft Auto 5, and you see all these big channels, and you see, assuming I even got on the first page, which is, impossible, obviously, at that time. But say you saw me in the first page for some whatever stroke of luck, and you have 20 channels with, a million subs at least, or something like that, or 500,000 at least, and you have over here dude playing Grand Theft Auto with 7 subs, you're obviously going to levitate towards the big channels. So I started off really bad on YouTube doing that, and then I decided to, kind of change my game plan a little bit. I was kind of like, well, you know what, I enjoy playing indie games in my own time. Let's give it a try for the channel, and maybe that'll have different results, and it did. It definitely had results, and, we are now at 25,000, mainly covering indie games, so there you go. Since everyone likes face reveals for some reason these days, do you plan on making a goal for a future amount, or do you plan to opt out on that altogether, or will you go in between and just describe what you look like? Yeah, as I mentioned, face reveal's fine. I have no problem with it. I just need to find the right outlet for it, the right time to do it. For some magic final number, do you plan on playing the game Prison Architect since it finally came out of alpha stage and is now on its final version? Well, here is the thing about Prison Architect. I played it in the past before when it was still in the alpha stages. I was planning to play it when it came out of alpha. And then, when I was planning to play it, I noticed that just about every YouTube channel started doing sponsored content. And I'm not opposed to, I'm not against sponsored content. As long as you are if you're gonna be doing sponsored content and you're being legit to your viewers, perfect, go at it, dog. But if you're gonna be bullshitting people based on the fact that you're getting money for this video, then that's kind of terrible. Of course, I'm not saying that anybody was doing that, but that's just my stand on sponsored content in general. If they're gonna pay you money to play one of their games, and as long as you enjoy it and you can be legit about what you're gonna say about the video or the game, go for it. So that's my stance on sponsored content. But this ties into the answer, which is the reason why I didn't cover it was because I started noticing every channel doing sponsored content, and I was kind of like, well, damn. You're kind of reducing the market for smaller channels because now, instead of this indie game coming out finally out of alpha and people covering it, you have a lot of people or a lot of other YouTubers that normally probably would not have covered the game if not for some sort of sponsored amount thrown at them. So that's the reason why I decided to just bypass it. I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. It would have been nice, but I wasn't really too cool with it. So that's the answer for that one. Would you like an old paid expense trip to Iraq, and would you like to come and go to jihad school with NSA? Please don't kill me. Dog, I'm not sure where you're going with that question, man, but thank you for it. JC357, 25k subs, congrats, man. Facecam, please, would you be nice to put a face to the name after all this time? Question, what's your favorite horror game? Silent Hill 2 for sure, still. And Facecam, yeah, we discussed how we're going to do that, so thanks a lot, JC. Lord Fal, congrats. Thank you, my friend. Good God. My video is showing that I've been recording for roughly 40 minutes now. I still have a lot to go. Oh, good God. Alrighty. This is what I've done so far. If you guys want to see some more questions, let me know in the comments and I will do so. But other than that, I really do appreciate all the support. That's the most important thing. Thank you for your support. Thank you a lot for not only the questions, but just the support over time. Just, from sub number 1 to 25,000, whatever we're at now. And hopefully, not only that, but hopefully the continual support as well going forward. And other than that, guys, thanks a lot. If you want to see some more questions, let me know. I'll do it part 2. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up here for a fact. But again, thanks a lot for your involvement. You really did make it worth my time. I will catch you next time.